There I go, 2 clicks more for the Bronx. Whoever thought she would have
Hello. Today we're going to take a look at variables. By now you've watched Dr. A's in-depth video on declaring variables. Well, today I'm going to give you a second look at variables and add some content to it. Now, by now you already know how to declare an int and give it a value, assign a value to it. And it's very important that you read that this operator is gets and not equals. A lot of people get that mixed up. This is a programming language, so therefore reading it in a conformed way will better help you understand things. So int first, which means a variable name first of data type int, gets assigned a value of 0. So that helps you understand the line of code a lot better. Alright? So Dr. A already covered how to declare a variable and assign it a value. Now what you may have not seen is how to print these variables to the console, and that's what I'm going to cover right here. The printf statements here have some funky percent signs with letters followed by the variable names that we declared right here. So let's take a look at the first line. The first line says printf the first integer is, and I want to print this first integer that I made right here with the value of 0. And the way we do that is to put this little placeholder called the %i and %f's down here. Now %i will represent integer, and that's how we're going to put this variable value right here. It's used as a placeholder. So as you're typing the line out, wherever you want to put this first integer, you would put it in with a placeholder called %i. Now right after %i, I just had a new line. Now this placeholder, you have to tell the computer what you want to put in its place when it prints to the console, and in that case we have the variable name first. So when this gets printed out to the console, it'll say the first integer is %i. Let's look over to see where I'm replacing it with. Oh, I'm replacing it with the variable first, and the variable first has a value of 0, so I'm going to put a 0 right there. Okay? Now let's take a look at the second line. This one's a double. We want to print the double value out, and the double gets the value of 3.7. So the way to represent a double is a %f. Okay, so %f correlates with double, and %i correlates with integer. So the same way I did the first line, I will do the second line, just with a different kind of placeholder right here. This represents a double, the %f, and the %i represents the int. Now let's just say I wanted to print both of them on the same line. Well, here we go. You use these placeholders to put them in the line wherever you want to put them, and you would notice that %i and %f there, that both represent the int and the double. And then I put them in order. Okay, this is very important. It's not going to know which one belongs to what right here in the line. You have to put them in order. So the %i has to correlate with the first variable you put over here, and the %f has to correlate with the second variable you put here. Alright, so as you put these placeholders, you also have to put them in line afterwards in the correct order of the placeholders. Otherwise it might give you a different value than what you expected in the first place. It doesn't know which one belongs to what. You have to put them in order. Alright. Now you notice that after the closed quotation marks I have a comma. So that's exactly how the syntax of this line goes. You have to put a comma right after the quotations, then the variable name, and if there's a second one, put another comma and put the second variable name there. Once you're done, close it off and hit this semicolon. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Go ahead and run it. And as you noticed, the first integer was 0, the double was 3.7000, and the both int and double is 0 and 3.7000. So, let's just take a look right here and make sure that if I mix them up to demonstrate what would happen. Okay, right there. Go ahead and run it, and boom, it blows up. Look at that. Gives me all the values that I don't need right there. Does that represent the int and the double? No, it does not. So right here, make sure you put these in the correct order, otherwise you'll get some funky data. Okay, alright, well, hopefully this video was helpful in expanding on the knowledge of variables. I'll see you in the next video.
There I go, 2 clicks more for the Bronx. Whoever thought she would have found love in a stereo? 2 headphones in a box. She picks me up every morning on the walk to school. She ain't worried about these other little kids. She told me every day you saying something new, and you always got the illest kids. Boom, boom. And she takes me out just so the black can see.